welcome to the video. This video is just talking about Euros, really England's chances of really going far and winning this tournament, and also going through the groups, really thinking about who else is a good challenger, who do I think will get through the group stage and go through quite far, and who are the players to watch out for, really. So getting straight into it, I think France is a big threat as usual in these tournaments. I think they've got some great players who are on great form. I think England, to be honest though, have got them players as well who are also on great form. You've got the likes of Jude Bellingham winning the Champions League the other night. You've got Phil Foden winning Premier League, doing very well. And Declan Rice doing very well in the Premier League. You've got Cole Palmer doing it very well at Chelsea when other players aren't performing. Harry Kane's doing decently well at Bayern Munich. And to be honest, I think it's a great thing to have players in different leagues coming into this England squad. Normally, we're talking about players coming in and they're all from the Premier League. I like that they've seen different types of football, and especially Jude Bellingham being in Spain, and Harry Kane being in Germany. I think it's good to see them type of level of, because they're their teammates now will be the players that will be playing against them in this tournament mostly. I know Premier League has German players, but seeing how sort of the managers work in them type of leagues gives you a real good idea. If you can beat a defender in the Bundesliga, how close are you when the German defenders are in the Bundesliga? Normally, how close are you to knowing how to beat them in the Euros? So I think it's good that there's certain players outside of the Premier League going and doing well. Just going through the groups, really. I think Group A, you got Germany, and then I'd probably say Switzerland coming out of that. I think Germany is obviously a team to watch out for, as always, and it's a home Euros for them, so likely they'll go quite far with so many fans able to attend from their end. So I think Germany probably win that, with Switzerland coming in second, and then Hungary, Scotland coming in third and fourth, whichever way around that is. Really depends on how well they do on the fixtures against the top two. If they get a draw anyway, I think that puts them in third. Group B, I think you got straight away Spain, and Italy. I think Italy do well. I think first and second, whichever way that is, it'll be Italy and Spain. And Italy, a very big problem normally in these sort of tournaments. England saw that they're very, very good. I do think they'll diminish slightly in this tournament. I don't think they've got that sort of quality. I think some of their players are aging out, and I think every year is a significant problem for that Italian team, where they're going to have to readjust and rethink and go forward in a different light soon, especially defensively in some areas. So I think there could be a slight problem there for Italy, but I do think they still get through the group stages. Getting on to Group C, England have got quite a good group actually. Slovakia, Denmark, Serbia and England. I think Serbia get through in second, and England go through top of the group there. I think it's a big one. I think it's a it's a good starter group for England. I think then they can start looking on and going, who are we going to face in that next stage, and see where they can rest players to give everyone a good enough shot at beating the teams, where basically once you get past the group stage, I fully expect they're going to be facing big teams constantly. Group D, France, Netherlands, Poland, Austria. France win this, I think. I don't think there's any way anyone dethrones them. I think Netherlands and Poland get quite close to each other, but I do think Netherlands run that out. by and then Austria coming in last. Bit of a hard group. I think it's a bit, it's where the draw happens, but I don't think it's tough for them. Group E coming in, you've got Ukraine, Slovakia, Belgium and Romania. I think Slovakia do very well. I think they come second in that group, with Belgium at the top. Belgium, I think, get that and go into the next stage, but easily could be an upset here. Ukraine getting through or something like that. Group F, Portugal. Portugal get through. I think that's just the easy option, and then you got Georgia, who I think will come in last in that group, and then Turkey and the Czech Republic. I think it's going to be a toss-up, really, depending on how well they do. I think it just really matters how they perform against Portugal, to be honest. I think they both beat Georgia, and I think that's the big one. I think if they perform any differently, and it could be all on goal difference against Portugal in that group F, I think that's the one that is the key thing. If you have one less goal difference against Portugal, I think you go through. I don't see how. I think they both win against Georgia. I think it's going to be tough between them in their game. Like, if one of them nicks it, I think it could even be a draw, and it really depends on how well goal difference wise they perform against Portugal. I think Portugal will do a clean sweep of all three teams and beat them all. And then just going on to the England squad, really. So going forward on that, where do I think England will perform? Obviously, looking through the squad, we've got some incredible players going through on great form. I think, our defence is probably the least... It's the problem area out of everywhere, to be honest, in terms of form. I think even though you have John Stones, Kyle Walker, and Trippier is done quite well and always has done, but I do think defence is really our problem area currently. Trent Alexander-Arnold being put in as a midfielder, which is good to see. I think Conor Gallagher, obviously a great player. Mainu getting the call, so that's a good one from Man United. I think he has performed well even in a bad United side this year. Declan Rice done quite well in midfield. Jude Bellingham being put in the squad as a forward, but obviously did incredibly well. Won the Champions League the other night. Phil Foden, incredible player. Jack Grealish, obviously Jack Grealish doing less well, but Phil Foden really having the season of his life to really show that he is the man at Man City going forward. Next few years he will be that man, taking over on Kevin De Bruyne and things. Harry Kane doing very well at Bayern Munich. Cole Palmer really pushing forward a bad Chelsea side. Saka doing decently well, and Arsenal coming second in the league with his good performances. Ivan Toney comeback hasn't really impressed, but is a good forward to have. And then Ollie Watkins is a solid player. I do think we're doing quite well. I think we will, as always, go with the sort of standard players. I think some of the players that are listed that would be more exciting, like Braithwaite from Everton, will maybe not be used for more experienced players like Trippier, Stones, Kyle Walker, even Harry Maguire. I think he gets used. I don't see how he doesn't. But I think it's our time. I think, okay, we may have some defensive vulnerabilities if we're going with experience, but I think overall our forward line and midfield are very impressive, and I think they're on form, and I think that's very key for this event, that we've got a good group stage to allow some of the maybe younger players to take over a bit and just grind out a 2-0 win. And I think that helps with some of these players who are getting on. I And now, after a long season for someone, also for a long season for John Stones, Kyle Walker and other players, Premier League's very hard. If you've been competing for something, then it's that point you may need a rest. But I think you've got some incredible players in there. I think we can do it. I think we should get to the final. I think the final is one game, and I think anyone can win it once you get to the final. But I think we should be there. I don't see how we don't. I do see a slip up could happen, but looking at the team, I don't see anyone who has got a better team. And on the night of that final, it could be anyone's game. Obviously, I think France will be there as well. I think France are a very strong team, and they could do it, but. Yeah, honestly, I think we got some great players who won some incredible things this season and shown great form. And that I think it matters less how good the quality of player is, as long as you're in form. I think that's more important for this type of tournament. You've got very few games to impress over a season. Yeah, better players will overall take the form out of the statistics and go, okay, if I'm a 20-goal season striker, I've got bad form, I'll bring it back when I've got good form. But I think in these type of tournaments, I think you just need form. I think form is key, and I think sometimes that's where we've slipped up with using experience in types of like where Harry Maguire's been quite bad or poor for his for Man United, and then we've used him. I think it's a wrong decision when you've got a short period of time to go, look, you're not bringing it back over a season, you're bringing it back over a few amount of games till you're basically in very strong opposition games constantly. So I think form is key. I think if we use players in form, I think we do very well. I think we should use some of the younger players to really bring out a bit of change. I think bring out a bit of difference if we need it. And I think we've got the players there to do it. I think we've got players there that can really grab a game and go, look, I'm going to change something for myself. And I hope that really happens, because honestly, we need some people to grab it and grab a final. Because it would be an incredible win for England. We've been waiting for so long for something for England to win anything. We got to the final last Euros, and I think we need to get that win this time to really show how well we're doing and what players we've got. We've got grand experience and quality in our team. I think we just need to show that now, and I think if we don't, I think Southgate isn't the man for the job, and I think he needs to move on. I think if he does do it, I think fair play. I think getting to the final is nothing short of what we should do with that squad. Unless if you come up against France in the semi-finals, I think that's a bit of a different story. But I think if you face France, that's where you should be at. As soon as you face France, if you beat them, okay, fair enough. But I think we've got all the quality to beat any big side, and I think France is the one we should meet in the final. Some things happen; it's game upon game. So look, I don't actually think it'll be an England-France final. I think it should be, but anything can happen in these matches. So really excited for Euros. Please let me know who you're backing to win the Euros this year. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.